How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Ellen sitting with former President George W. Bush and the backlash that it caused on the Twitter sphere, which always isn't a backlash for some kind of reason. Now, before I even get into it, let's watch what Ellen said in response to the backlash. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what she said. I'll talk about some more things as far as my personal opinion, give you my 2 cents, and wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
So this weekend, I went to Dallas for the Cowboys game, and during the game, they showed a shot of George and me laughing together, and people were upset. They thought, why is a gay Hollywood liberal sitting next to a conservative Republican president? Here's the thing. I'm friends with George Bush. In fact, I'm friends with a lot of people who don't share the same beliefs that I have. We're all different, and I think that we've forgotten that that's okay, that we're all different. Just because I don't agree with someone on everything doesn't mean that I'm not going to be friends with them. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way that you do. I mean be kind to everyone. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so you saw that, you heard that, you saw the picture. Now, I have a lot to say. I'm not really sure where to begin. First of all, I think Ellen was right on point. I have said this before. Just because I disagree with you on a certain thing, just because we don't see eye to eye on everything, does not mean we can't get along. That doesn't mean I hate you or I want to see you get harmed or anything like that. It just means we have different points of view. And what kind of world would it be if everybody thought the exact same way? Just automatons running around here. Nobody has any kind of differing thought. I mean, I thought that was what humanity was all about. Different people, different personalities, different cultures, ways of being. That is true diversity. You know, the left, they talk about wanting diversity. They say, oh, we want a diverse nation. We want diversity. They say that the GOP and or the right, people that could be considered on the right, centrist, center right, whatever, they say they are against diversity. They are against different peoples coming into their nation, all this and that and the third. But the reality is we are actually for diversity, true diversity of thought. Diversity of thought is not always diversity of skin color. That's not even what we're really worried about. We're not worried about your appearance. We're worried about you as an individual. What kind of person are you? What do you bring to the table? That is what we're most concerned about. We're not concerned about your looks primarily. The left would like for you to all look differently, to be short, tall, skinny, big, black, white, every color in between, but all think the exact same way. And if you don't think the exact same way, they exile you. But we're not about that. We're about you as an individual. What kind of values do you bring to the table? What kind of person are you? That is what we really judge our whole thing on. Now, the Twitter mob were saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter that they had different points of view. He's a war criminal, killed millions of Iraqis, the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina. Well, okay, not every president is perfect. Everybody knows that. I mean, Barack Obama knows that pretty well. I mean, let's not forget he was droning U.S. citizens, but yet if you say anything wrong about Barack Obama, then all of a sudden it's a problem. I think the left have become infatuated with this idea of hating anybody that's a white male, especially when they're on the opposite side, okay? But even when they're on the same side, it can be problematic. If you have a non-white person on the same side as you, then you tend to give them more leniency, okay? Barack Obama, like I said, prime example. The bailout happened under him, and then you had, a crazy almost depression under him. The race riots were just out of control under him. He handled things very badly, talking about Trayvon Martin could be my son, all this, that, and the third. But if you like Barack Obama, if you're a fan of his, that's fine. That's your business. I don't agree with his policies, but that doesn't mean I have to hate you or disavow you or not sit next to you. I got family that love Obama, like love him. Got pictures of him on their wall like he's Jesus. That doesn't mean I'm going to hate my family members. I'm going to still get along with them, okay? And they feel the same way about me. They know I'm conservative. I'm like one of the only ones. But after kind of a rocky road in the beginning, we've been able to get along. And that's what it's all about. I don't have to agree with your particular points of view. That should be okay. I should be able to have a different way of thinking. What would the country be if everybody thought the exact same way? You're talking about communist China, North Korea, Like, isn't it a law in North Korea that every adult male must have the bowl cut? I thought that was racist, but I digress. The point is that we don't want everybody to be the exact same way, like machines on a factory line. We want some real diversity. So shout out to Ellen. I mean, this was great. Twitter is trying to cancel her, but I don't think that they can do that. Not for this year. I just don't see it. Now, if it were Donald Trump, that might be a little bit of a different story. But even then, I think that it'd be hard because Ellen, I mean, never really bothered anybody as far as I know. Is not really a polarizing figure. You're not talking about a Stephen Colbert who gets on TV every day and trashes Trump for a living. That's pretty much his job at this point, is to trash Trump and anybody on the right, or an Al Sharpton who does the exact same thing, especially when they're black. Anybody that's conservative, you want to trash them. He'll shake down people for money that happen to have any kind of indiscretion or a thing that could be an indiscretion racially. He'll shake you down for money. People like that are totally different than Ellen. Ellen is just, you go on her show, you have a good time. I watch clips of Ellen just because they're funny and it's just cool. It's not really a big deal. It's lighthearted. Hating on Ellen, in my opinion, is like hating on, I don't know, Martha Stewart. I mean, she did get locked up, but I mean, how can you really hate her? I don't understand. Baking cookies and stuff like that, how can you really hate her? I just don't really get it. So it was a great thing she said. I agree with her 100%. Just because I think differently, just because my politics are a little bit different than yours or a lot different, does not mean I have to hate you. We can get along and it can be fine. We can be friends and it can be fine. I think the problem is too many on the left draw this big line in the sand and they say, if you support anything or are friends with anyone that happens to be on that side, I don't want to do with you at all ever again. And it's unfortunately that way. Hopefully at a certain point as I close, we'll be able to get beyond that in our society. That time may not be right now, but Ellen could maybe be kind of a spearhead. One of the first ones to kind of like say, hey, let's all get along in most recent times. The media have been the main ones driving this. I got to say that for real as I close this time. The media have been the main ones driving this whole thing. They have been every day attacking Trump, attacking the right, attacking anybody that does not have 100% pure liberal ideology. Even those on their side of the aisle, they'll attack them if they don't have 100% pure liberal ideology. So I think a lot of this is trickling down to the regular everyday people that are out there and they behave in the exact same way. Oh, you're not 1,000% liberal, or you support somebody that I don't like. Well, I'm going to cancel you. I hate you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. That is not a healthy way to deal with your grievances. Talk about things, get it all out there, get it off your chest, and be able to move forward. You may be surprised at how much you have in common. You may have much more in common with somebody you don't necessarily agree with than you don't have in common. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what do you think? Do you believe that Ellen was correct when she said we should be able to get along regardless of our political affiliation, our views on certain things, how we feel about the world? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or do you disagree? Do you think that Ellen was wrong? If you happen to be on the left and a person happens to be on the right, you can't get along with them at all. Family members, friends, let's say you wake up one day and your mom comes to you and says, hey, I'm conservative, make America great again. Are you going to disown your own mother because of that? How about a lifelong friend? Can you make friends in some of these circles that have different points of view? I'm going to Politicon later on in the month in Nashville, and I'm going to see those from the left and the right there. Now, my hope is that people are able to get along more than what they do. The media are stoking a lot of division in between us. And my hope is that we can get more along and solve some of these issues that are pressing America together rather than being separate. That does not mean I'm going to go over to their side and believe their points of view. I'm going to have my viewpoints and they will have theirs. But there is some kind of intersectionality that can be achieved. We can work together and get some things done. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.